We already painted the eyes. We're going to use similar techniques to go ahead and paint the nose right now. All the supplies and paint colors that I'm using in today's video are in your free PDF supply list that you can get at paint323.com. The reference photo and tracing for this painting are listed in the video's description. Now, the nose is an area of high detail, just like the eyes. So we are going to approach painting it very similarly by starting with some nice black outlines. I have my medium size 2 brush loaded with a nice heavy mix of neutral tint. A lot of paint to water ratio. It's really dark. It's laying on nice and dark here. Although there isn't a ton of paint. My brush isn't super saturated with paint. It's a very controllable level of paint. I'm painting everywhere I see the darkest darks in the nose and distinguishing the features, giving us kind of outlines almost to fill in, which is really nice because then we can kind of breathe a little bit easier, take a deep breath, and just have fun with color after we have these important little features in place. And again, this beautiful quill brush, round brush, makes such beautiful, nice, thick, thin lines. It's so fun to paint with. And similarly to what we did with the eyes after we outlined them in black, we're going to take our water only brush and add some water in here. I'm going to add cleaner water. I have very dirty water right there. And I'm just going to have fun letting some of this black drift into other areas of the painting where there's color. But I am going to take care to save some white paper where maybe I want to just glaze some color later. I'm saving the white paper where I see those most intense white reflections. And don't worry if you have really hard edges there, because just like with the eyes, we can soften those in. And when you're putting water next to these neutral tint areas, you might have to scrub the neutral tint a little bit to get it to release into the water. And then I'm going to paint with water, fill in the rest of the nose, except for this top white, really intense reflection. And I'm going to go ahead and drop in quite a bit of water here so that we can have some fun watercolor effects happen once we add our color. Have your grainer brush handy too. And before we add our color, I'm going to go ahead and pull some of this neutral tint down, because you can see with this nose has quite a lot of hairy edge happening. So we can capture that right away while that neutral tint is still wet. All right, we edited this photo so that it would be beautifully vibrant. And we have a lot of information here about what colors to put in already. Really nice way to do that. Set yourself up for success. Don't have to guess where you're going to put color. I'm going to start with opera pink and lay down a nice heavy mix of that right in here in the middle. And I'll bring it over here because it'll also turn into our orange and it'll turn into our purple. I'm going to grab a nice heavy mix of azo yellow next and put that on the light side of the nose, right in that opera pink. Now it was a little too heavy. I'm going to lift a little bit of that pink out. There we go. Put a little bit more yellow in. Some more yellow down here. Just following what I see in that really nice reference photo. And then I'll take clean brush with ultramarine blue, nice heavy mix of that, and put that where I see that dark, dark purple. And I'm going to try really hard not to get it too close to that yellow. And then maybe put a little bit of that up here. Grab our water only brush again and let some of that bleed into that reflection. Dropping in a lot of water here because we want really fun things to happen. If you are loving what you're learning so far in this series, please let me know by leaving a like or a comment or subscribing to my channel. And now we're really in this space where we can just look at it and play with it if we want to. Well, we don't need to fuss with it too much. I'm going to lift a little bit and maybe drop in some water in some areas. But I don't want to lift too much out. I do love what happens though when we drop in water. I think I lifted too much out. It happens. And I'm just adding a little bit more ultramarine if I feel like it lost some of its saturation from all that water we've been adding. You could add more of any color that you think maybe got a little bit lost. Now we'll babysit this, but we're gonna let it completely dry and then we'll finish it just by softening it a little bit. And I'll show you a really fun technique to create those dots in the nose. So I've been babysitting it. I did a little bit of grainer brush at the top. I added some more pink and blue and some black around the edge. Similarly to what we did with the eye, we're gonna soften some of these harder edges with a little bit of water, scrubbing the pigment along the edges with a water only brush with barely any water on it. I'm softening in some of this nostril reflection too, bringing some black into that shape. And almost lifting some of that black out as well, just to create a little bit more of a dynamic, interesting reflection in that area. And then I'll soften over here around this nostril. There's a couple different ways that you can add that texture to the nose. I know one artist actually uses like a stamp. It takes the end of her brush, dips it in white ink or white gouache or something, and then stamps those little bumps on the nose. That looks really neat. You can use Posca pen or ink pen. You can paint with ink or paint with color. You can use Derwent Inktense pencils. My personal favorite way is to lift. And it's a little fussy and it can take some time and effort, but I really, really, really like the way it looks. And sometimes I'll combine lifting with another way to create those dots with a pen or a Derwent pencil or ink, and then create both positive and negative texture in the nose by creating these dots in different ways. So I'm essentially just doing what we've been doing already, lifting. Now it is coming off a tad bit easier because it's not 100% dry. It's probably like 90-95% dry. And so I'm able to really lift it pretty easily right now. If yours is 100% dry, it might take a little bit more effort, but I think it's worth it. So I'm just scrubbing off this pigment, depositing it into my blotting rag, cleaning my brush, and doing it again. And I'm focusing it, I'm kind of clustering it and trying to variate the size of the dots right next to the brightest white reflection. It is very fun to combine this with, like I was saying, a positive. So a painted shape. I'm going to start with orange. So that is a mix of opera pink and azo yellow, and get a nice heavy mix of that on my brush. And it's never a bad idea when you're coming in to an area that you want to make sure you have things looking good to test out your color. And that's a little bit muddy for me, so I need to clean this up a little bit. And I'll try to paint some positive dots on the light side, interspersed with some of those negative lifted dots that we already put on. I don't want it to look too confetti-like though, so I'm going to be really thoughtful about where I'm putting these, and I am clustering them near the orange area of the nose. And then I can transition to more of a pink as we move towards the darker side. And then transition to purple. And then finally to blue. And those are a little harsh, so I'm going to come in with just a nice clean water-only brush and kind of clean up the edges, soften them a little bit, and maybe even lift a little of that extra color out. Oh, I like how that looks. Now, we do need to let this dry before we can glaze, but I'm going to go ahead and deepen the values of the darkest dark areas of the nose before we do that. So I'm going to come in with my neutral tint again and get back some of that value that I might have lost when I was lifting. And if I need to, I can soften some of that black too. All right, let's let this dry and then we'll glaze. This part is really fun and a prelude to the last video where we will be glazing the whole painting. So glazing is just adding a layer of color on top of dried paint to give it more color. So you're going to want to take a nice clean brush, and I love using a flat brush for this. And you can practice your colors again too. That's never a bad idea, especially with glazing, because you kind of get one shot. And for that reason, it can be a little bit intimidating. But you're going to want to get kind of a half and half mix of the color. And I'm going to start with this yellow. And we're going to go ahead and take it. We've got a nice yellow loaded onto our brush. I swiped it on the edge of the palette there. And I'm going to glaze over the light side of the nose. And you can see how it just changes the whole entire look of that nose, giving it vibrancy and kind of making it look, I don't know, just looks really cool. Now I'm grabbing pink. I'm going to glaze the pink over here. You can see too how it really also fills in those white shapes, and that can look really nice. And then I'm going to grab a water-only brush, trying to get some clean water here. And you'll have an opportunity, a little bit of an opportunity here to soften that glaze in. And then a quick glaze of blue on this side. And that's it. Isn't that gnarly? I love glazing. My blue is bleeding into the pink. It's so pretty. But you really don't need to do more than that. And watery mixes are better than heavier mixes, so you can still see what you put underneath, because we worked really hard on all those layers underneath, and we want those to show through. So make sure you have enough water in your pigment mix. We're moving and grooving now. The eyes are done, the nose is done. Let's move on to the snout in the next video.